The anaphylactic shock is a life-threatening reaction produced by the release of pharmacologically active substances, histamine, leukotriene, by mast cell and basophils. The release of these mediators may be immunologically mediated anaphylactic reaction, atypical immediate hypersensitivity reaction mediated by IgE, or not anaphylactic reaction when not mediated by an antigen antibody process.
Anaphylaxis symptoms usually occur within minutes of exposure to an allergen. Sometimes, however, anaphylaxis can occur a half hour or longer after exposure. In rare cases, anaphylaxis may be delayed for hours. Symptoms include skin reaction, including hives and itching, and flaccid or pale skin, and low blood pressure or hypotension, and constriction of the airways, and a swollen tongue or throat, which can cause wheezing and trouble breathing. Weight and repeat blues, nausea, vomiting or diarrhea, and dizziness or fainting. From Campbell et al. 2021.
Anaphylaxis is an acutely presenting life-threatening medical emergency. Surveys indicate that dentists feel inadequately able to recognize and treat anaphylaxis. This video reviews describe the recognition and initial management of anaphylaxis for dentists. Dentists should be able to administer intramuscular adrenaline during anaphylaxis at the appropriate dose. The role of further medical care is also explained. It must be acknowledged that there are regional variations in anaphylaxis management protocols. This video provides a perspective on management based on the Australian Resuscitation Council guidelines. According to the basic measure, all dentists should be familiar with, as well as highlighting further management the patient may receive by medical specialists. Recognition and early treatment of anaphylaxis is crucial. Assessment is undertaken according to basic tenets applied to any medical emergency, with a consideration of the airway, breathing, circulation, and disability level of consciousness. Next, review cutaneous and gastrointestinal system for signs and symptoms of anaphylaxis. Next, suspected anaphylaxis and this procedure clear airway of materials, remove potential triggering agent from patients, position patient supinely or sitting with legs elevated if there is difficulty breathing. Administer IM adrenaline, preferably using an auto-injector, 0.3 mg for adults and children greater than 5 years, 0.15 mg for children less than 5 years. Call in ambulance and then supply supplemental oxygen via face mask at a rate of at least 6 until 8 liters per minute. Administer asthma medication, for example, salbutamol if respiration symptom, and then continue to monitor vital signs. Commence basic life support if breathing ceases. Administer IM adrenaline every 5 minutes if symptom persists, and then await arrival of ambulance and transfer to hospital.
The diagnosis of anaphylaxis is based on anamnesis, physical examination, and supporting examination. 1. Anamnesis. From the anamnesis, it is shown whether the patient gets substance that cause anaphylaxis, such as injection, taking drugs, being stung by animal, or after eating something. 2. Physical examination. Physical examination was carried out based on the clinical criteria below. 1. Acute onset from a few minutes to several hours, accompanied by symptoms that occur on the skin, mucosal tissue or both, urticaria, pruritus, edema of the lips, tomu, ovula, and list one of the following symptoms. A. Disorder of the respiratory system, soreness of breath with bronchospasm. B. Decreased blood pressure of an organ-related symptoms dysfunction. Example: hyptonia, syncope, and incontinence. 2. Two or more of the following symptoms that occur rapidly after exposure. Allergen specific to the patient, a few minutes to a few hours o'clock. A. Disorder of the skin and mucosal tissue. B. Disorder of the respiratory system. C. Decreased blood pressure or other related symptoms. D. Disturbance in the digestive system that occur persistently. 3. Decreased blood pressure after exposure to a specific allergen in the patient, a few minutes to a few hours. A. Infants and children, low systolic blood pressure depending on age, or a decrease in systolic blood pressure or more than 13%. Adult systolic blood pressure less than 9 mmHg or decreased systolic blood pressure is more than 30% of baseline blood pressure. 3. Supporting examination. Laboratory tests are needed because they are very helpful in determining the diagnosis. Monitor the initial stage, and several checks are used to monitor the result treatment and detect advanced complications. Peripheral blood, eosinophil count normal or inflated, as well as total hemoglobin A often show normal value. This examination is useful for predicting possible allergies in effect or a small child from a family with a high degree of allergy. Other check more significant is specific immunoglobulin A, white rash, radio immunosorbent test or ELISA, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay test, but requires as high cost expensive.